Today, we want to dive into helping you assess a workplace before you just hop on any job. And just the idea of doing that, of saying, gee, what's important to me might be totally foreign to you.
Right. Because oftentimes when you have a gap, you just feel grateful that anyone would take you in and give you a job. And we want to flip that. You absolutely need to do some shopping. Not just anyone should get your skills and talents and drive. And so you need to do some looking as to what the organization that you're going to be working for or potentially want to target is
going to offer you.
So so the first place we start is with values, and it's really looking at your workplace values. And that could be things like ethics. That could be an important.
We've seen students not take a job because an organization had demonstrated a lack of ethics. So
absolutely. Or integrity. That's another big one that's really important. We had a student who actually saw on LinkedIn before she took a position, somebody who was going to be
profanity that was going to be leading the organization, leading her team. And she was being invited in for the final interview. And she said, you know what? This is just too important for me. I can't work for an organization that allows a leader to write a profanity-laced post on LinkedIn and leaves it there. Right?
So things like teamwork, collaboration, community, those might be really important workplace values for you. And you want to make sure that the environment that you're going to step into has those to offer. And when we talk about values, we're really talking about that feeling, right? The feeling of how, what is going to give me a sense of fulfillment when I'm in this place? These are the things that need to be in that environment in order to do that. And then there's always leadership or learning, the opportunity to learn
continuous
and grow.
Improvement. And then after you've kind of established those values, the next thing you want to look at is your priorities, which are a little more concrete. So it may be money. If your number one priority for going back to work or pivoting in a career is money, that will influence the decision that you make. You might not take something that's more junior that gives you a lot of opportunity to learn if you need money, because you're typically going to go where you can make the most money. Likewise, benefits. A lot of people will take gig work, project work, consulting work, which is great and can be extremely high paying. But if one of your top priorities is providing benefits for your family, then you're going to need to be a full-time employee somewhere to get those. And then other things to consider: flexibility. If you're looking for flexible workplace because you still have young children, or because you're a grandparent and you want to enjoy time with your family, your growing family, these are things that you need to consider up front. And then there are other pieces like proximity to home, ability to work from home if you're looking for that kind of remote connection. So taking a look at those priorities that you are basically those things that you need to get from your work.
And you really want to narrow it down to about 3 to 5 priorities.
Kind of top ones.
Because that will help you, check a box for an organization or dump the organization off of your list.
So how do you get this information? You do it through a process that we call explore and assess.
And explore and assess is something that you can do through a certain strategy. So Suze, why don't you talk about that?
So basically the two pieces of exploring, and that's just asking lots of questions. So talking to people who work in the industry or in the organization you're considering. Also looking online, what are they like? For example, the example you gave about that LinkedIn post, what do they look like? What is their digital footprint? What are they saying? What are the things that the particular leader that might be leading your team is posting about and liking? What is the organization putting out? What is their stated mission, but then how do they behave? You can use sources like Glassdoor to get employee reviews of an organization. You can look at Twitter. Twitter is a great place to look because there's a lot of kind of informal, kind of almost responsive kinds of posting. So you're getting kind of more of a raw feeling from
And you can kind of do that in like stealth mode. It's like nobody needs to see that you're doing that. But, a big piece is to talk to people. Talk to live human beings.
So once you've kind of gathered your information, then assess, well, gee, this person said that, they talk a lot about community, but we're pretty much all on islands and we're all working remotely. And the thing I miss most is getting together. So kind of vetting, what did you read? What did you hear from people through those live conversations? And how does that fit me? That's the assessment part. right?
Yeah. So there you have it. That is the way to assess an organization before you actually take a job.
Exactly. So if you like what you heard today, please click the button below and join us. We are providing new content every week, and it's all about this return to work, pivot and work challenge that all of you are facing.
Yeah. And you can find more information about us
Yeah.
at www.preparetolaunchu.com.